Hi friends, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's important to me. Title: Unraveling Ties. I walked out of our house with nothing but a bottle of gin and my personal documents. The door clicked shut behind me, sealing away years of memories. There was no turning back, no forgiving her betrayal. We had a wonderful family, or so I thought. I loved her deeply and dreamed of having many children together. I worked tirelessly to provide for us, but now I wouldn't let her back into my life. We met at work, a bustling tech company in downtown Seattle. Our eyes first locked over the glare of computer screens and the hum of fluorescent lights. Shared projects turned into shared dinners, and before long, we were inseparable. Business trips were our favorite. We often managed to get assigned to the same ones. Sure, they were work-related, but we always found time for ourselves. Stolen moments between meetings, laughter over late-night room service, and company parties that ended with us dancing under dimmed lights. But things changed when the company started losing profits. Budget cuts led to layoffs, and those of us who remained had to double our efforts. Business trips became solo endeavors, and our time together dwindled. Still, every time one of us returned from a trip, we'd embrace like it was the first time, cherishing our reunion. One Monday morning, she told me she'd be flying out for a week-long conference in San Francisco. Another one? I asked, sipping my coffee. Yeah, they're really pushing for more client engagement, she said, avoiding my gaze as she packed her laptop bag. Well, make sure to take some time for yourself, I smiled. Don't forget to call me. Of course, she replied, planting a quick kiss on my cheek before rushing out the door. That week, her messages were brief and infrequent. A text here, a missed call there. I chalked it up to her being busy. Upon her return, something was off. She seemed distant, her laughter less genuine, her eyes avoiding mine. How was the trip? I asked during dinner. Exhausting, she sighed, pushing her food around the plate. I just need some rest. Anything interesting happen? Not really, she replied quickly. Same old meetings. I wanted to believe her, so I did. But over the next few weeks, the gap between us widened. She worked late more often, and when she was home, she was mentally elsewhere. One night, as she was getting ready for bed, I tried to bridge the distance. Is everything okay? You seem different. She hesitated. Just stressed from work. Maybe we can plan a weekend getaway? Just the two of us. Maybe, she mumbled, slipping under the covers and turning away from me. I couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. The turning point came when I overheard a conversation between two coworkers in the break room. Did you hear about the merger with the San Francisco office? One whispered. Yeah, apparently Jason from marketing was instrumental in sealing the deal. My ears perked up. Jason from marketing had been in San Francisco the same time as my wife. Casually, I approached them. Hey guys, catching up on office gossip. They exchanged glances. Oh hey, just talking about the merger, one said. Jason did a great job, didn't he? I probed. Absolutely. He and some others worked closely to finalize everything. Others like who? I asked, trying to sound nonchalant. Well, your wife was part of that team, right? The other coworker said. Right, of course. I forced a smile. Thanks, guys. I walked away, my mind racing. She hadn't mentioned working with Jason. That evening, I decided to ask her directly. How's Jason doing? I inquired over dinner. She looked up sharply. Jason? From marketing? Why do you ask? Just heard he did a great job on the merger. Thought you might know since you were both in San Francisco. She fidgeted with her napkin. Oh, we were on different projects. Didn't see him much. Her evasiveness set off alarms in my head. Determined to uncover the truth, I did something I never thought I'd do. I checked her phone while she was in the shower. Messages between her and Jason confirmed my worst fears. Last week was amazing. Can't wait to see you again. Read one of his texts. Me too, she replied with a heart emoji. I felt a surge of anger and betrayal. My hands trembled as I put the phone back. The next day at work, I sought out Jason. Finding him chatting near the coffee machine, I approached him calmly. Hey, Jason, got a minute? He turned, smiling. Sure, what's up? Without warning, McSwannon punched him square in the face. He stumbled back, knocking over his coffee. What the hell? He exclaimed, clutching his jaw. That's for sleeping with my wife, I growled. A crowd gathered as security pulled us apart. Human Resources wasn't pleased. We were both suspended pending an investigation. Great, I muttered, packing up my desk. Just what I needed. At home, I confronted my wife. I know about you and Jason. Her face went pale. I can explain. Don't bother, I interrupted. Was it worth it? Throwing away everything we had? Tears welled in her eyes. I didn't mean for it to happen. But it did, I snapped. And now I can't even stand to look at you. She reached out, but I stepped back. Please, let's talk about this, she pleaded. I shook my head. There's nothing left to say. I grabbed a bottle of gin from the cabinet, took my documents, and headed for the door. "Where are you going?" she cried. "Away from here. Away from you." As I walked out, she sobbed uncontrollably, but I didn't look back. I crashed at a friend's place that night, my mind a whirlwind of emotions. The next morning, I received a call from HR. "After reviewing the incident, we decided to let you go," the HR manager said flatly. "Figures," I sighed. "What about Jason?" "He's been terminated as well." "Well, at least there's that." I hung up feeling a strange mix of relief and despair. Weeks passed, and I tried to piece my life back together. One afternoon, I received an email from my now ex-wife. "Can we meet? Please, I just want to talk." Against my better judgment, I agreed. We met at a quiet cafe. She looked tired, her eyes puffy from crying. "I'm sorry," she began. "I know I hurt you." "Why?" I asked bluntly. "I don't know," she whispered. "Things changed. We drifted apart, and Jason was there." "Do you love him?" She looked down. "I thought I did, but you won't even talk to me now." I sighed. "What do you want from me?" "I want to fix this. To fix us." I shook my head. "Some things can't be fixed." "Please," she begged, tears streaming down her face. "I'm filing for divorce," I stated firmly. She sobbed quietly. "I understand." As I left the cafe, a weight lifted off my shoulders. It was over. Months later, I found a new job in a different city. I started attending therapy, focusing on healing and self-growth. One evening, while walking through a park, I bumped into an old acquaintance from work. "Hey, long time no see," she smiled. "Yeah, it's been a while," I replied. We chatted for a bit, and for the first time in a long while, I felt a spark of happiness. Maybe this was a new beginning. Epilogue. I never saw my ex-wife again. Last I heard, she left the company and moved away. As for me, I embraced the fresh start. I learned that sometimes endings are just disguised beginnings.